Sialo zake la lero bwana. Sialo zake sitinyu.
Thank you, General of Jeshi ya Mzee. The family of Judith Maloba. Watu wa Trans Nzoia, watu wa Malava, watu wa Ikolomani ambao wako hapa, my fellow retired generals, wako wengi. Let me not mention your names. We are many. But as General Sumbeyo said, I am the A general. We're getting left and no, I don't know what, but I'm the A general. I'm in a sense lost for words. Judith was a great lady. And the fact that all these people who have retired and who affected the history of this country during the Nyayo period to the early days of Kibaki, the fact that they have all come and they are all wazees, and when you are a muzee, you don't want to travel very much. They have come all the way from Mombasa and many other areas, is testimony to the great person we are saying the final goodbye today. You may wonder, the reason why I was hesitating to come here was that I did not know whether I belong to this group or whether I belong to the family. So I was waiting for the family to speak and then I slip in. But because my dear friend Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, is here, and as a busy man he may go, I would also want him to hear my voice before he goes. So I've agreed to speak here. I knew Judith way back in the early 1970. Around that time, I felt that I was now man enough to get married, and I identified a lady. And my father formed a committee to go to Idaho, Ikolomani, to discuss a dowry for the lady I was interested in early in 1970. The team went to Idaho, and the chairperson who had been nominated by the father of the lady I was interested in was one Shadrach Busiega. He's the one who chaired my wife-to-be side, and Philip Masinde chaired my side. I then inquired who, I knew he was working in the office of the president, but I wanted to know a little bit more. But what struck me about him was his sense of humor. He had a great sense of humor, and he made me, who was a bit trembling, feel very much at ease. Just like Ling Jiru makes everybody at ease. And I can say, Ling Jiru, that your sense of humor has not left you. It is still with you. Now, Shadrach Busiega was the father of Judith. And they were not only very closely related, they were like brothers, but they were very close friends. And because of that, I got married, they came to my wedding, all of them. So some of them who are facing me here now were small, were turtles playing around. And I can also tell you that I went to the wedding of Judith, I believe on 8th of May, 4 days after her 26th birthday. I was there and I witnessed that wedding. And of course, through family gatherings and so on, I have come to know her, first of all, in the social family setting. And I can tell you that in the social family setting, Judith was a leader, very dependable. And you could see that if anybody had an issue, she was the first person you thought of going to consult for advice. Later on, as you know, Judith worked for, as has been stated here by many, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. During the period I was the Attorney General of the Republic. And it may be no accident that he served for a very long time as secretary to Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. And maybe through her, I managed also to serve a very long time, because there was somebody whom I could contact at any time I wanted to see the president, somebody I could contact at any time whether the atmosphere was right for me to go and see the president. But after knowing how the president is, I would then telephone the State House controller and make an appointment. And it was always there. Except on 1 or 2 occasions, on purely family matters, my sisters-in-law, if there are any, here I can't see properly these days. Siji Eda iko wapi? Yeah, iko hapo. Any of your other sisters? Eda is my sister-in-law, and the others who have passed on, and whom we are asking Judith to go and greet up there. There are about 3 or 4 sisters who have passed on. We are asking her to go and greet them. They wanted to see the president on some family issue. And I did not want to go through the State House controller, or I did not want to use my position as Attorney General. So Judy became very handy on that occasion, and she made an appointment, and I took all my 5 sisters-in-law and brother-in-law to go and see the president. That was Judy. We are really, really going to miss her. As everybody has said, Judy was not only a loving wife, she was an extremely loving mother, concerned very much with the welfare of each and every person, particularly the children. Charles is here, is now staring at me. Charles will remember that during those days I used to come to Geneva. I would stay there for 2 or 3 months. You are also there working at the embassy. And you remember that on each occasion, I would come to you with messages from Cyril and Judith, or from Judith alone, or from Cyril alone. And both of them, Cyril and Judith, will tell me Omanye, Gotitanga Geneva, Charles Ario. The Charles no mwana uo. In other words, Charles is also your son. Now go and tell Charles 1, 2, 3, and 4 things. And I would come and convey that message. And you will react, of course. And I will tell him that the Charles Abolanga 1, 2, 3, and 4 things. What it was will remain a secret between me and Charles and Cyril and Judith. But it showed me that he was very much concerned with each and every one of you. Cyril himself, of course, as Gumo has stated, was very meticulous in the way he dressed. He was very disciplined. He was a gentleman of the highest order. And he used to visit me from time to time, and he had a particular drink that he liked. And when I opened a bottle of that drink, if he left, it meant, if you opened a bottle, it meant that that was his bottle. And if he drank just 1 or 2 things and left, we would mark which level it has reached, and I would keep it for him for the next visit. That's how very, very close we were with the families and so on. We are going to miss Judith. Really miss him as a family and as a friend and somebody you could really look to for advice. I will just finalize by saying the advice she gave me. Now, about myself. Judith, about 5, 6 years ago, she gave me some advice which she repeated recently. She said, I'm now in Kitale, I was built, and farming is very, very good. You have a plot in Kitale. Why are you not putting up a structure in your plot so that you can also be coming, now that you are retired, be coming and staying and farming in Kitale? I want to assure you, Judith, I'm now following that advice very closely, ably advised by Wazee wa Trans Nzoia, who are also farmers. Like Gumo here has advised me on it, and so on. So Judith, I'll follow your advice. But thank you, Judith, for having been a mentor, for having been an inspiration, for having served the people, I would say, of Kenya as a whole. May the Almighty God rest your soul in eternal peace and give the children particularly strength, comfort during this period of grief, and may they now, both of them, take care of your interest from heaven. And you know, when they take care of your interest from heaven, it's very powerful. So be also grateful that they are up there. One thing, I know Mzee Gumo, on behalf of Banyala Wazes, has advised you kidogo. Mine is just to tell you that do not do anything that you think your father and mother would not like. Just that. Behave as much as you do everything else, but not what your father and mother would not like. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That is the former AG. What he did say, no, you know, many people don't understand that. Lakini ukisema former, kila mtu anajua, si ndio? One thing he did say is that when he was